This is for someone. God is not afraid of your doubts and your questions. So many of us have an adverse view on asking questions to God or having questions around our faith, struggling with our faith. Because sometimes we feel like, if I do have these questions, am I just teetering on the edge of losing my faith altogether? If I go down that path of asking those questions, where am I going to end up? I want to say to you guys today that actually addressing spiritual doubt, addressing the areas of our hearts where we actually have huge question marks, can lead to deeper, more sustainable, more real faith. God is not afraid of the realness, the rawness, and the fullness of your emotion. He sees it anyway and invites you to bring it to Him. And we see this as a biblical precedence, right? We see Job having questions for God after his health has been struck and he's lost so much, including his children. We see in Psalm 73, the Psalm of Asaph, the psalmist is lamenting, saying, "How comes the wicked are prospering? What is happening, God?" We see in Habakkuk 1, the minor prophet is speaking to God and saying, "Hey, I don't get it. What's going on?" And I want to submit to you today that actually the person who can handle the weight of your emotions is God. The Bible lets us know that all that can be shaken will be shaken, so that that which cannot be shaken will remain. So if you are sensing shakiness in the foundation of your faith in God, don't be afraid to lean into it with people who can support you. Lean into it with people who love you and have your back. Lean into it with people who are willing to not just provide answers that gloss over the truth, but are willing to unpack some of your human experiences and how they look so much different to what the Word of God is actually currently saying. People who will pray for you and uphold you as you're working through the rawness of what feels like deconstruction at times. A faith that has not been tested can't be trusted. And the Bible lets us know that there's a faith that has proven of more worth than gold, has been proven, tried and tested. So if you are going through a season where your faith is being tested, your understanding, your belief of God is being tested, don't feel like you need to gloss over it. Don't feel like you need to be numb to the experience of it. Get around a therapist, a Christian mentor, a mature Christian believer, and submit those cares, those fears to them in the presence of God. And don't be afraid to grapple. Don't be afraid to tussle, because God is a good God and He actually provides perspective to the answers that we do have. We might not always get the answer that we desire, but just like He did in Job, He gave him a perspective that actually my ways are higher than your ways, my thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and settled his heart with a peace that actually God is in the midst of this, and therefore I can trust His hand. Pray the same for you as well. Don't be afraid to lean into these questions that you're having. It's not worth having a shallow faith when God invites us to something so much deeper, fuller, richer, and more real.